In just 4 more hours of time, Graham will have survived his 7th day within Build 42. It took a little bit, and I have to say it was well worth it because our circumstances are peachy keen. Because not only do we have food on our table, but we have barricaded windows, a cleared out neighborhood, and it's all about to change very soon. Because even if it's our 7th day, I feel like the big filter is always going to be the chopper event, so I would like to run through that and survive it to best prepare you as well. Anyways everyone, welcome back to Project Zomboid, and as it stands right now, we're pretty darn hungry. So we're gonna eat our chicken processed cheese and beef burger, wrapping up the meal with a Diet Cola. Eat it up, Graham. It's probably going to be one of the last home-cooked meals you will ever have. Okay, that's the burger done. And with the cola, we are now completely moodle-free. So yeah, right now, the chopper event is going to hit within like 2 to 3 days, maybe even today, if we're unlucky enough. And it's really up to us to prepare for it. Now, if you don't know what the chopper event is, it is a meta event where a chopper will find your location and hover around you for a few in-game hours. And while it may sound good to a new player as there might be a chance of rescue, it is the complete opposite, as that chopper is going to attract quite a few zombies in a large radius, and it's even worse because it's going to linger, meaning all the zombies are going to hone in on your location, which could easily snowball into our barricaded home being overrun with the undead, so we have a few methods of dealing with this problem. First of all, we could risk it and test our actual base security by lingering and having the place get sieged. This has the added benefit of not having to move and go into unfamiliar territory. The only problem is that if it does go south, things are going to go terrible for us, as we lose our only home. Alternatively, we could run away from the area as soon as the chopper event hits, which does have the added benefit of us getting out of dodge. Finally, what we could do though is leave before the chopper event hits, find a nice place in the wilderness, and wait it out in comfort. Then when the chopper event is over, we can head back to our base and it should be relatively untouched. Really, the only problem with it is that we're gonna have to go into uncharted territory, which is no problem for me because we do have our vehicle right on outside. We actually got really lucky in getting 2 vehicles. However, I do realize that having a fully working vehicle is very, very lucky, so we won't be using it in order to escape the chopper event. Instead, what we're gonna do is head off on foot and try our best to survive, giving you the worst case scenario. Not only that, but having to evacuate is going to give you a general idea on what to do if your place gets overrun, and if you weren't so lucky to have a decent spawn such as me. So if your home gets overrun, I will say this method will work. Honestly, calling it a method is a little bit overkill, but it is what it is. Before we go ahead and start to prepare though, there is one last thing I would want to do for our base. And it has to deal with the generator manual we have found. Because reading this has given us access to using generators, which is huge when the power goes out, which can range from 0 to 28 days. And it'd be a good time to give you a small little rundown. So the things you need in order to keep a generator running is 1. Electronic scrap, 2. A screwdriver to fix up the generator, 3. Gasoline, and 4. A home to power it up. Also 5. A generator. That one's kind of obvious though. So yeah, we're gonna go head back down to the small garage area, picking that bad boy up and dropping it outside in the back here. Now, I will say one thing about generators is that they are extremely heavy, so you want to make sure the entire area is clear before you go ahead and do this. So I'm going to give the whole perimeter a nice little gloss over, and if I don't see any zombies, I am going to lug this thing all the way back. I highly recommend you have a car for this, by the way. The only reason on why I'm picking it up with my hands is because we're literally one house away. But yes, I see no zombies, so I think we are good to grab it. By right-clicking it and pressing Take Generator. You can't pick it up through the furniture tile menu, just to keep that in mind, the only way is through right-clicking it. We're going to take the generator, and this would also be a good time to mention that there are new variants now, so it's not just the red one. I do see that there would be a yellow one and a blue one. All of them have different power outputs and different weights. I will also be taking the canned potatoes, putting us in an extremely overloaded state, so we need to get a move on once we got everything. As muscle fatigue is already setting in. Holy, that is rough. But now that we have it down, we can go look at the generator info. There's really only two things you need to keep an eye on, and that's fuel and condition. If the condition goes down, you want to use an electronic scrap to repair it with a screwdriver, which will also increase your electronic skill. If fuel goes down, obviously add more gasoline. Now, the cool thing is that you can do all of this without the magazine so far. The only thing you won't be able to do is connect the generator to the power grid. Because we read the magazine, we can do just that, and now this bad boy is going to be connected to our home. So I guess we'll grab some gasoline and start it up. Making sure to grab the rubber hose because we won't be able to siphon fuel without it. With this bad boy, we should be able to siphon out the gasoline inside our useless car to use in our generator. Now we just fill her up, and with that we can turn it on and have power way past the power grid shutoff point. There is one last thing I should mention, actually two. And that's the fact that an on-generator will make noise attracting any nearby zombies, which means you really want to be safe when you turn these on and make sure you're in a safe area. Not to mention, I highly recommend building a little enclosure for your generator so zombies don't get attracted by the sound and ruin your generator or your nearby structures. Secondly, you really want to have the generator outside. There's a very good reason on why I don't have it inside, because if you have it inside a home, you will gas yourself and die horribly. But yeah, that's just about everything I wanted to do. Now we can go focus on the future. And that's going to be prepping to leave this area until the chopper event hits. I want to do it before it actually does happen so we can just rest off the rest of the day. If it does happen while you are a little bit unprepared, I will say grabbing everything as fast as possible and getting out of Dodge is going to be your best call. Just make sure you're not running into a very bad situation. So yeah, we will go pack the bare essentials. And I'll be describing how useful they are as we go through. For one, having the rubber hose is going to be very helpful as we can siphon out gasoline and transfer liquids. So having this might allow us to find a car on the way. Honestly, never leave home without it. It's only 0.3 encumbrance, extremely helpful. Secondly, we're going to be taking all of the base tools for carpentry, which includes the hacksaw, the screwdriver, then claw hammer, which we already have on our belt. It's just really helpful to be able to deconstruct material for crafting supplies, firewood, you name it. Not to mention you can disassemble locked doors so you have a lot more tools open for your disposal. Secondly, the crowbar is a very solid pick because of its condition. It's something we can rely on very well. Up next, we do have a basic bandage, a rag, some alcohol wipes, which is good just in case we scratch ourselves, the matches for starting fires, the pencil for marking down options on our map. These you should really bring around everywhere, so that's why I have it inside my fanny pack. Up next, we are going to be taking one pocket knife for crafting recipes. It doesn't weigh that much, and it'll be really helpful. And this one is going to be really nice as well. I am going to be taking this small little hand fork right here. It might not seem like much, but what you can do with this bad boy is equip it into your primary and dig for furrows outside. It might not sound too helpful given that it's just farming, but every time you dig out a furrow, there is a chance you get a worm, and with the worm, that is either fishing bait or survival food. So having a hand trowel is really good just in case everything goes wrong and you need a quick meal. Plus it's only 1 kilogram, so having it around is very nice. Alternatively, you could use a shovel or spade, which is a little bit heavier, but it'll do the same job. Up next, we're going to open a box of nails and take about 25, just in case. Not too much though, because they do weigh quite a bit, and we really need to be conscious about how much we're bringing along. Up next, we're going to take some firecrackers, 1 duct tape for weapon repairs, 1 can opener, so if we do find any cans of food, we're not completely screwed, the flashlight we also have. To add on to the flashlight, I will be grabbing 5 batteries so we don't run out of power. And finally, I will be taking 1 needle and 1 thread, so if I get wounded or if I need to do some repairs, we have it at disposal. Because if you do get a deep wound, the only way you can patch it up is with a suture needle or with a needle and thread. I don't expect I'm going to be getting a deep wound, but you can never be too certain. And I would say this is our baseline. Now what I can do is fill up our bag with stuff like food, water, and other supplies that I'm okay with dumping later. We definitely have to switch over to water, so let me go grab 1 extra bottle of whiskey, which is a glass. We can use this to purify water at a fire, which is why I am taking glass. You can use plastic, but you need a microwave in order to purify it. And for food, we're going to be going for the lowest weight and highest calorie goods. So that stick of butter, even though it makes us a little bit depressed, it'll be really helpful. Same with the meat patty. Finally grabbing these 2 bags of tortilla chips. This should be enough food to last us a couple of days. If we do get a little bit more hungry, we can just go grab some worms. Now what I'm gonna do is worry about our fatigue. If I had a sleeping bag or any other portable sleeping source, I would be taking it with me, but because we don't have that, we're gonna be packing a lot of caffeine. So we're gonna grab the caffeine pills, and the 2 bottles of bubblegum and seltzer water. I think this may have caffeine, I'm not too sure. I definitely do know that the bubblegum soda will though. So yeah, I think we have everything we need to leave. It is getting a little bit late out, so I am going to be spending the rest of the night here, and I'm really hoping the chopper event doesn't hit. Just grabbing some comic books to pass the time. This is also really good to just grab an extra one, so if we do get bored or unhappy, we have something to read. I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow, on day 7.5, just about. Of course, when I wake up, it's raining outside. This is terrible. Yeah, no, the more I think about it, this is definitely terrible because this could be the start to a storm, and if it is, we are gonna have a very rude awakening. Mostly because being out in the elements right now may make me sick, and I have no medicine to really deal with it. It will be a minor inconvenience in the grand scheme, but it's still something we have to worry about. And so with that, I'm going to take my time and wash our character off. Hopefully it's just a small amount of rain. If not, we will have to deal with it in the moment. Okay, I washed my character off, making us a little bit uncomfortable, and I read a couple of books. The rain is honestly not that bad, so I still do think we're gonna head outside. By the way, the things you need to worry about when you're out in the rain is the moisture meter. If this goes up by a certain amount, your character can get a cold, which will make them cough uncontrollably unless you have a tissue, and if you don't have a tissue or toilet paper, it will attract zombies. That's not too bad for us because we're gonna be going into the boonies. And really, if I was doing this with what I had right now, I would just take the van, load it up with everything, and get the hell out of here. We can't be afforded that, so the only thing I really can do right now is go over and grab this dish towel I threw on the floor. If you use this or other towels, you can dry your character off in a pinch. So worst case scenario, we could find a shelter and dry ourselves off this way. Okay, I think it's time for us to leave. It's 8:30 a.m., it's a perfect time for it. Now begins our strategy. And this is really where map knowledge will come into handy, because if you go somewhere that you aren't familiar with, there is a good chance you find nothing. Now thankfully, I know Riverside pretty darn well, so up over in this direction is going to be the river at the riverside. If we follow that, we could potentially find homes alongside the river, but it would take a little bit of time. It would give us a good way of navigating though. If we go down this way, we will be heading towards the river to West Point. If we go down south over here, we will start to head over to like Doe Valley, Ekron, Echo Creek, all of those spots down there. And I think the place I want to go right now is going to be down through the south of town, and we're going to hook up on a road and leave. You could also go through the woods, which does have the added benefit of losing a lot of zombies. The only problem is that if you get lost, you're pretty darn boned. So I would highly recommend following either a waterway or a road, especially roads, because even though they have more zombies, there could be some meta events on the way, like a car crash event, and you could get some very nice supplies, or even a place to sleep. So yeah, it's just time to head on out. Let's go open the door. I will be cutting through buildings very slowly and steadily. And if we come across any zombies, our walking character will outpace almost all of them. This is going to be a marathon, not a sprint. I don't want to use up any excess energy than I really need to, especially because we are slightly encumbered, which won't affect things in the grand scheme of things, but if I do a lot of activities, I'm going to be pooping my character out a whole lot sooner. So yeah, if we just follow the road down here, take a cut down there through the south, we should be able to reach some new areas. I already am getting a little bit peckish. I did pack some extra food because I did eat the meat that I cooked earlier. So I'm gonna nom on this hot dog bun, and we should be good with that. Also, the rain stopped. That is really nice. And here we are, everyone, the exit of Riverside. If we go up this way, I think the factory is going to be over this direction. We won't be going there because there should be a lot of zombies. But we will head down this road because I think the other way has a whole lot of nothing going for it. So yeah, this is where the real fun begins, everyone. Maybe we could find some animals on the way to potentially bludgeon with a crowbar. One thing we could do to pass the time while we are heading down, seeing that the entire place is pretty empty, is activating our search mode and looking around for items as we just walk on through. This is also a good way to tell what time it is if you don't have a watch. If you see right over here, you can see the sun in the air. And that's going to tell us the approximate time, so we can tell that it's pretty early on in the day. It's also raining again. That kind of sucks eggs, but it won't kill us. For now, we can enable search mode, and inside this radius we have a chance of finding a whole bunch of stuff. Like, we got a flint nodule here, which I think we can use to nap, if I had the experience. It's a very good way of building up passive experience. The only thing I will say is that it's a lot harder to see where the hell you're going. And if you're feeling especially safe, there is one last thing you can use. That's actually a very nice flint flake. We can use that to cut up stuff. I will be dropping it though because we already have a knife that does the same job. But yes, if you don't want to like wait around walking all day and it's the middle of nowhere, what you can do is press right click, press walk 2, and you can walk forward kind of on autopilot. In order to stack on top of it though, if you press F4, which is going to be the ×2 speed key, you can speed up time and you can really speed up your traveling process. The only thing you need to be wary about is that it's a lot easier to get jumped, and really that's the last thing you would want. Thankfully, these are just walking zombies, so the chances that happens are a lot lower than if we were playing with sprinters. One cool thing is that you can combine the two and get some real good experience in. So yeah, this is going to be our life for a while now. Just picking up rocks on the side of the road. Also, one last thing that I almost forgot to mention. They changed the way you get experience. I'm not sure if this is a bug, but usually you would get experience if you discarded the item, but I don't think it's in anymore, so if you do find an item, pick it up and you get just about double the experience, dropping it on the floor right after. Already, we are up to 30 out of 75 in foraging, so yeah, life is going good. Okay, everyone, small update. We are getting a little bit peckish. We haven't found any more supplies in the area, but I am spying with my little eye a very nice fence line leading to a gravel road. The chances that this is a home are pretty darn high. Let's see how far we've traveled so far. Pretty darn far. I am gonna go give this area a little bit of a check. Mainly because there should be a farmhouse pretty close by. Also, there's pigs around the area. Oh, wow. There's a lot of zombies here, actually. Oh, do I want to do this right now? I mean, the pigs are very cool, and it would be very nice to get into livestock farming. Let's see how many are further down this way. I also spy, with my eye, 3 cows. Okay, you know what? It's honestly not that bad. Even if it was just that garage down there, we could sleep in there for the night. Okay, let's go take care of the zombies. We'll start with the 4 up here, utilizing the fence line. And before I do get any further, I'm gonna go run down a little bit. And I'm gonna drop my backpack right here, so that we're not over encumbered. And with that, we will be in the best possible condition to fight. Bringing them in one stomp at a time. Okay, that's gonna be... Oh my lord. I think we may have come across an event, everyone. That right there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zombies right now. I think we can manage them. The only thing that I am scared about right now is the animals, because they are nearby zombies, which will increase their stress, so they could attack us. I am going to use the fence lines to separate them, just a tiny bit more, shutting this gate here, and using these final 2 zombies to kill right on over here. Come on, you two. Yep, right on over here. Okay, we're gonna play this very slow, very calm, very cool. If I do mess up, we can run away without too much of a problem. We're gonna get one hit in and run away before they lunge us. You can also see that our panic is affected by our view range as well, so we have a very narrow view. So it's very good to stay, you know, on a swivel when we're doing this. Oh yeah, this is not fun at all. Okay, we're gonna attract you, get in really close, hop over the fence, and kill this zombie as well. If we didn't have the fence line, by the way, another thing you could do is attract them all into a line of trees and kill them that way as well. We pulled it off in good time as well because we are now drowsy and peckish. Overall, that went pretty darn good. I would say if the zombies were a little bit more of a threat, we could have led them into the barn and looped on back through. I do spy with my little eye a home up over there, so I'm crossing my fingers it's safe. If not, we could stay here for the night. Anyways, I'm gonna shut the gate. I will not be going near the animals right now because they could be in a pretty stressed out state because of all the zombies, and if they are, they could absolutely charge us and kill us. Okay, do not let the animals fool you. Even if they are livestock, you can turn into a dead person around them very quickly. We are also hungry, so let's go eat some food. Looks good. We are a little bit drowsy, and if we do come across another combat fight, I will be consuming the caffeine pills, which does reduce our fatigue by 4 with every pill. So you really want to keep your eyes out for caffeine pills or bubblegum soda. And one last cool thing about this event is that we might have some good stuff on these zombies. Matter of fact, we do. We have fingerless gloves, a small backpack with some mac and cheese and beer, a map of Louisville Southwest. Reading it should mark it down on our map right down over yonder. That it did. This zombie over here has a holster. There's also a bulletproof vest, but it weighs 1.5, and with our carry capacity, it's not really too helpful. This zombie here has some fingerless gloves. We have a glass shiv, a rolled cigarette, western boots. Hello there. Those are some real nice kickers. Holy heck. Yeah, give me those bad boys. I'll drop off the work ones. This guy had a steak knife, more western boots, and finally we have the 3 zombies down here with chewing tobacco, a digital watch, and rubber boots. I will say the straw hat does look really cool, actually. I kind of like it. You know what? I'm going to keep it. And I guess we'll go retire the hard hat. The hard hat does give more protection, so if you do care about that, I recommend taking the hard hat. What's inside the garage now? We do have some fertilizer, some animal feed, a heavy-duty flashlight. Okay, that's going to be way better than the one we have. Over on this shelf, we have a whole bunch of seeds, shears for animals, animal care 1. Wow, this is really setting me up for a farm, huh? We have all the seeds in the world, animals, wheat, the book for it. Wow, that is really darn good. I won't be taking too much to avoid getting too over-encumbered. Finally, over here, we got a garden hoe, rat poison, burlap pieces, which you can use to sew sacks, so if you want to build up your tailoring, that is a perfect spot for it. There's also a small saw. That's really cool. Okay, I did not know they have that. We are getting normally tired of those, so we should really find a place to sleep. In a worst case scenario, I think this would be a decent spot to rest up at. Oh my god, I forgot. I don't think you can sleep on stools. Oh, that's terrible. In this situation, then, I would continue to travel with the flashlight out, and we would just be popping a whole bunch of caffeine. Thankfully, there is a home right down there. We just have to get through a few more zombies. We can kill him. It's just going to take a few more swings. Let's use the fence line to our advantage. Yeah, as you see, it took 5 hits instead of, like, the 2 it would have normally, or even 1. Anyways, everyone, welcome to our new temporary home. We're going to have to stay here for the night. I don't think we stay here any longer, though, because the chopper event will kind of screw us up in that regard. There is a big trailer. Oh, man, maybe we do stay here. You know what? I think we could probably take them on. We are still pretty close to town, but we should still be on the outskirts enough to where we won't get overrun with undead. So I am going to slowly clear this place out, checking all of the windows, and I will sleep for the next day. Looks clear. Let's go head in and clear out the inside. There's also no house alarm. Beautiful. I do hear a couple of zombies upstairs, I think. Ah, yep, there's one right over here. You can hear them. You can also see the door shake, so I'm going to slowly open it. I'm going to hit them immediately. Just like that. That's going to be one down. I think the others are in the basement, which is really not good for me. Okay, everyone, I think we're going to go drink some soda. Oh yeah, there's multiple here. Okay, this is gonna get really bad. Hurry up! That's at least 3 zombies back there. Come on, buddy, drink it up right now. Okay, this is gonna be really bad. We're gonna get the hell out of here right now. Stop with the, that. Okay, we're gonna open the door, get out immediately. Being out in the open is a lot better than inside. I'm gonna drink the rest of the soda while we're out here. Please? Thank you. Look at that. We're good. All right. Oh, dude, soda is such a good thing to have in this game. I highly recommend taking it along. It is going to screw up our sleeping schedule, but I feel like a screwed up sleeping schedule is a lot better than dying. Alrighty, that's gonna be more zombies taken care of. I am a little bit worried. There are still 2 outside, so I'm gonna use this time to rest up on the chair. Once I'm no longer out of breath, we can kill the rest of them. Okay, let's do this. We are gonna go check out that basement before I do anything else, by the way, because I still am a little bit wary about it. I will equip our flashlight. So far, it does feel pretty clear. Let's keep the lights on. I'm gonna give it a shout. It's crazy to me that the 4 zombies were inside this small little staircase, unless they know how to open doors. I did give it a knock. I hear nothing. There is a little rat. I mean, it's not the worst. Hey there, little guy. Yeah, they seem to be really scared of me. I don't want to pet it either because that's how you get a disease. I do think if you have a male and female rat, though, you could potentially breed them for food, which I do find very funny. Inside the box, we have some empty soda cans, so now we know this place is secure. I will not be sleeping in here because of the whole one exit situation. No, 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 no. I'm gonna head inside here, and we are gonna sleep for the rest of the day. And because things are a little bit scary around here, I'm gonna be setting up a small little escape plan, right? So we're gonna turn off our flashlight, and I'm gonna set up our little base. I guess not really base, but sleeping quarters right off to the side here. But before I do, I am gonna be grabbing some sheets from these curtains. And this is where our carpentry skills and nails would really come in handy, because what we can do is turn these into sheet ropes, and with 2 of these, 1 nail and 1 hammer, we can set up an escape route. So that way, if there's a bunch of zombies swarming from below, we can easily take the rope down. So if I pop open this bad boy right here, we can right-click it and nail in an escape rope, just like that. So if there's zombies coming in from the door, all we gotta do is slide our way on out, and we are good. It's small little redundancies that's gonna keep us alive like that. Now I can sleep a little bit more confidently, in which I will do right now. We can do some looting tomorrow. Is what I would say. We aren't tired enough to sleep. Sadly, we don't have any sleeping pills, but it really goes to show you that having fatigue-controlling medicines is very important. So we do have the caffeine pills, and we do have the soda, but more importantly, we did pick up a beer. So drinking a little bit of alcohol will make your character sleepy very quickly. So I'll be drinking half of this bottle, and it should hopefully make us sleepy enough to sleep at a decent time. If you do find sleeping pills, definitely take them though. They will help you out crazily. We should be getting sleepy very, very soon. Or not. Maybe we screwed up our sleeping schedule really bad. I was not expecting the soda to be so damn powerful. Well, I guess with that then, we can just go rest up on the bed and read. Finally, we can sleep. I am gonna be doing that, so I will be setting an alarm so we wake up at a decent time, but still getting a decent amount of sleep in. And the way we set it is by going into the right-click command with the digital watch, making sure it's checked, and I want to sleep for about 4 hours, so we're gonna set it to 9:40. All right, cool. We woke up before the alarm. I'm feeling great. The chopper event has not hit yet. I think we're gonna go loot around these homes. And inside the home, we have rope, which is useful for leading animals on a leash, some rubbing alcohol and painkillers with some toothbrushes, a small electrical work area giving me a magazine for improvised flashlights and lanterns. The lanterns sound very nice. There's some clothing. Downstairs, we have canned corn, an oven mitt, baking pans, tongs, a jar of tomatoes, fruit jam, potatoes, yogurt, mutton chop, and packed veggies. There's nothing too crazy in here, but I will eat the fruit jam. And I guess with that, we'll go explore some more areas. And not gonna lie, I was gonna continue through traveling elsewhere, but I think this is the best spot for us to be at right now for the chopper event. I am a little bit worried, but just in case it does hit the fan, we can grab our bag and leave decently. So I'm gonna leave it like on the entrance here, and we're gonna be looting these other homes, saving me a little bit of weight. Okay, what do they have inside the shed now? We have 2 folding chairs, nuts and bolts, steel bars, another empty gas can, insider magazines, ear protectors, medium handles, and some steel pieces. Nothing too helpful for me right now, but it's pretty nice. Down over this way, we have a small chicken coop, some zombies. Not too many to be a security risk though. We can kill them with our crowbar, getting them one at a time. Especially looking at the way they're looking. They're both looking opposite directions, so if I approach, we can easily drag half of them over, leaving those 2 others oblivious. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, you might see that there's a red highlight whenever I aim at a zombie, and it's because I have a setting enabled from my other tip video that I forgot to re-disable, but it is pretty darn helpful for new beginners. So, if you go into the options menu, and if you go over to the user interface, you can scroll down, and in the cursor, you can see melee target outline. If you enable this, you can highlight melee targets, which basically means if you can hit a zombie with a melee weapon, they're gonna appear red. So you can avoid some very bad whiffs by using this. The only reason why I didn't have it on at the start is because I think it's a little bit more cinematic to have them not be highlighted in a very red glow. You can switch over to accessibility and change that from the red bad highlight color, but yeah, I like to leave it off, but if you're new, I highly recommend turning it on so you don't accidentally whiff and die horribly. I think that's gonna be most of the zombies nearby though. We got 2 more stinkers, and I think this place will be pretty darn clear, and this is actually a perfect spot for a future base. So if I were to continue the save, I think I would base up here, as we have livestock animals, a farm, a whole bunch of seeds, 2 homes, and even a livestock trailer to transport the animals from place to place. Really, the only thing we are missing is a water source. If we had one of those, this would be a grade A spot, but it'll do for a beginner for sure. Okay, let's go push you over, knock you down, kill you. Now we can go clear out the interior. There it is. I hear no more zombies inside. It also looks like they were having breakfast, with the cow's milk somehow still being good. That is really surprising, actually. Maybe I'll make a bowl of cereal for me in the future. We have some chocolate milk. That is so nice. Orange juice, salami, a pack of hot dogs. Oh no, I just had the buns. That's fine. It is what it is. There's peanut butter, which is very good. It gives you like 2,600 calories for a very hefty meal. The bookcase has a photo album, which is good for boredom. Inside of the bathroom, we got nothing. We have a couple of magazines inside here. Inside of the closet, there's a pencil. And upstairs, we have some alcohol wipes and an old newspaper, a teddy bear. Hold on, wait a minute. That's That's a Dwarf Fortress reference! Slaves of Arnok. I think it's Slaves of Armok for Dwarf Fortress, Dwarf Empire by T.Z. Adams. Wait, that's such a cool little nod to Dwarf Fortress. Hell yeah! Oh, that's actually, that puts a smile on my face. Oh, I love Dwarf. Oh my gosh, we even have a fishing rod here. Hello? Wow. Wow, okay. It's sad that there's no waterways nearby because we could go fishing. Matter of fact, that would be a good way to end this episode. Let's go fishing to end off this tutorial series. In all reality, if I was playing this realistically without a car, I would stay here for the remainder of the chopper event duration, which should be hitting very soon as we have survived 9 whole days. But in order to go fishing with this fishing rod, we're gonna get a move on. Oh yeah, we're gonna go catch something real nice. So, after looting this final room in here, we can get a move on with a hiking bag. Oh, that is a beautiful, beautiful boon. It's even got snacks in it already. And right now, I think the best way to reach a waterway is going to be cutting up towards a diagonal here. If we go off in this direction, there should be some homes over yonder as well, and they should be relatively in the middle of nowhere, especially in relation to Riverside. I thankfully know the map pretty well to avoid it. Also, if you're curious about the animals, make sure they have a place for food and a place for water. As you see, these chickens only have a place for food, and you can also see their zone right in here. You can see exactly what they need and the things they want. They have one hutch, which means they will have a place to sleep. They don't have any water or a roofed-in area, which will expose them into the elements. You can also check their info here. We will be checking out the Leghorn Hen. Oh, look at that. There's a chopper event too, everyone. And we can tell that they're well-fed, not thirsty, and calm. So these are very nice chickens. Now, I will say I'm not sure how you get the eggs out of the hutches, but that's something I can figure out for a future tutorial. For now, we just gotta outwait the chopper event. This is exactly what I was worried about, and if we look around right now, we are in the middle of nowhere. So this is perfect for us. So much so, I think we're going to head inside the house with the escape rope, and we're gonna go wait it out, reading some books, and I will fish tomorrow. See you later, chopper event. If we were in a town, this would be a whole lot more stressful. So yeah, get out of Dodge when day 6 or 7 comes around. You can always head back later. Yep, it's gone, everyone. We did it. We survived the chopper event. We also finished the metalworking book, giving me a nice boon. I don't see any zombies coming in after us. So yeah, we did it, everyone. There may be some residual ones slowly heading towards our location, but that'll be a problem for future me. I will see you tomorrow, and when we do wake up, we are going to make a beeline for the fishing area. Matter of fact, we're going to head outside right now, and we're going to go grab some worms. Making sure to do a 360 of the area before I get too overzealous. Yeah, okay, we're safe. Let's go dig for worms. Oh, actually, this would be a perfect time to talk about one cool little tidbit if they did not fix it in Build 42. If you dig out furrows with your character, it does increase your fatigue a lot quicker. So if you don't have anything like sleeping pills, you could walk outside and dig furrows for a couple of hours, and it should exhaust your character really, really quick. So keep that in mind if you do need a way of managing your sleep. Anyways, everyone, we have gotten ourselves, let's see here, 1 whole worm. Wow, it's rough out here. We're gonna dig for the next hour then. Grabbing me an extra 2 worms. That should be more than enough for our trip. We are a little bit sweaty, so I will dry my character off, and I will see you tomorrow on day 10. That is a whole extra 4 days than what I intended, but I think it's very important we finish it off with a beer and fishing. It is now day 10, just about. Graham is now underweight, so we really do need to bulk. Matter of fact, let me go devour some tortilla chips and the peanut butter in order to offset that weight at this point. If we eat that, you can see it equalized our weight. And if I finish it off by eating an entire box of cereal, just raw, you should see our weight go up. So yeah, staying in a healthy way is very good. If I was smart, I would stay here at the farm and I would just drink milk from the cows, kill pigs, eat some eggs, and absolutely go into a bulking season. This is actually such a good location other than the lack of water. But I'm setting my mind towards fishing, so I will head off in a diagonal way, and we should reach the riverside very soon. Anyways, everyone, here we are at the river. And this is a perfect time to describe the new fishing process. For one, you need a fishing rod, you need fishing line, thankfully this already has it, and you need a fishing hook. On top of that, having bait would be very preferable. We have all of that right now, so I'm gonna equip it. Dropping off the hand fork on the ground for now to save myself on weight, and we're gonna go cast towards those ripples out there. If you don't cast towards the ripples and you just cast it somewhere else, you won't catch a lot of fish, if none at all. And now that we do have a spot where we want to cast out, I'm gonna right click it and we're gonna go add in the fresh uncooked worm. I am going to sit down on the bank, getting my butt all dirty, and we're gonna go cast out towards those ripples right there. I am going to be holding left click to bring the bobber a little bit closer to the ripples, and we wait. There is a tension bar, so... Oh, we already got one? Hold on a minute. Is that a fish? It might be a piece of, like, trash. I'm going to go reel it in. You don't want the tension to go too low or too high when fighting, so if the fish fights back, make sure you hold a right click to give it a little bit of tension. Okay, come on. A little bit more. I can't believe we already caught one. Oh, wow, this is a fighter. All right, let's ease it on the tension. There it is. Slowly reel it in. I think we... Okay, hold on. This one's a fighter. Hold on. We might have gotten a good one, everyone. All right, we got it. Hell yeah, what is it? Oh, we got a paddlefish? Holy hell! That thing is huge! I mean, it's a little dinky on the screen, but that thing, what the hell? Holy, 157 hunger, that is a hog! I can't even cut this thing up fully. Oh man, it's a good day to be me, everyone. I think we need a flat surface in order to cut this thing up, sadly. But yeah, we did it, everyone. We caught a fish. That is a huge fish. That is a good boon. And I think this is a perfect time to end the episode. That thing weighs 20 kilograms, man. I wouldn't even be able to bring it back home. If I were to say, though, one good way of cleaning up fish is you need a surface. You can get that very easily by making a chopping block, I'm pretty sure, which only requires level 1 carpentry and a log. Let's go see if we can dice this thing up, actually, using the foraging system. No, it looks like there's just some tree branches nearby. I don't see any logs. That's fine by me. We caught a fish, I'm happy, and I think this is a perfect time to end the tutorial series. I genuinely hope you guys have learned something new. I tried to cover as much as possible within a first week, and now that we have covered some of the basics, I can start with some more, you know, silly runs in the future. I definitely want to do a long-term survival run, but I would like to wait for this to be out of the unstable branch in order to do that, so I can go full Stardew Valley mode without having to worry about my save being corrupted because of a game update, because this is still unstable. Anyways, everyone, that is going to be your first week in Project Zomboid. We covered a lot, and I am very happy with Graham's whole character arc. We survived for 10 days, 2 hours, so it's a little bit over 1 week, killing 132 zombies. If you guys have liked this episode, be sure to like, favorite, share, and subscribe for more. I am so happy with this fish. I will see you guys later. Peace out, everyone.